Well, today in this lecture we are going to discuss Bayes theorem. We will state and prove Bayes theorem. So first of all we state Bayes theorem. So let us discuss it. Okay. Though this is not the complete definition, but let us state it step by step. Let A1, A2, A3 up to AK are mutually exclusive events. We can call them collectively AI as well, for I takes the value from 1 to K. Are mutually exclusive events, or these are mutually exclusive events, which simply means that there is no common point between them. A1 is quite separate from A2, A2 is quite separate from A3, and so all of these events are quite separate from each other. So that's why they are mutually exclusive events. Forms the partition of sample space is definitely each and every unit is forming a specific portion of the entire sample space S. It covers a significant portion of the sample space. A1 is covering this much part, A2 is covering this much part, A3, A4 and so up to AK. All of these events are covering a significant part of the entire sample space, such that the reunion is if we take the union of all these A1, A2, A3, A4, A5 up to AK, it covers the entire sample space. So we can write this as A1 union A2 union A3 up to union AK. This is not K, rather this is AK. All right, is equal to S. Or we can also write the same thing as union I takes value from 1 to K of AI. Union of AI I takes value from 1 to K is equal to S. So we can see that the union of all these events is equal to the entire sample space S. And let B be any other unit in the same sample space such that which occurs when any of AI occurs. For example, B is any other event such that, for example, it must cover a certain portion of each and every event. So this is event B in the same sample space which occurs such that when any of AI occur, B cannot occur independently. So B may occur when either A1 occur or A2 or A3, A4, A5 or even AK occurs. So it means that B cannot occur independently. Then, and let B be any other event in the same sample space which occurs when any of AI occurs. So for any of the ith event, the Bayes theorem can be presented as. So this is the presentation of the Bayes theorem. What is important to note that first of all, Bayes theorem is the extension of conditional probability. Second thing, all these probability of AI, these probabilities are known as a priori probabilities. All the probability of B given AI, these probabilities are known as posterior probabilities. First of all, we will prove it, and in the subsequent videos we will do some important and useful examples on it. So let us try to prove it. From the multiplication law of dependent events, a probability for dependent events, probability of A and B will both occur. This is equal to probability of A and to probability of B given A. It must equal to probability of B into probability of A given B. This is the multiplication law of probability for dependent events. If we solve it for probability of A given B, we divide both sides by the probability of B such that, look at it. This is, so we need to divide both sides by probability of B and probability of B. So this is cancel out with this, and on the right hand side we are left with probability of A given B, probability of A given B, which is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A, and divide by probability of B. But we know that we are having AI events instead of A, so replacing A by AI. In Bayes theorem we are having AI events instead of A. So we are replacing A by AI. Probability of AI given B, this is equal to probability of AI into probability of B given AI and divided by probability of B. No, this is exactly the numerator of the Bayes theorem, but what we need to prove is we have to prove that probability of B must equal to summation I takes value from 1 to k probability of AI into probability of B given AI. We have to prove this. For this, what we are going to do is we can write event B as this is S intersection B, and this is clear from the Venn diagram. Look at it. B is equal to, this is the entire sample space, right? And this is event B. So what is common between B and the entire sample space is event B, because event B is totally included in the sample space. So we can write B as the intersection of B and the entire sample space. So that's why B can be written as sample space intersection B. But we know that S comprises the union of AI, because we in the statement we told that A1, A2, A3 forms the partition of a sample space where the union of AI, A1 union A2 union A3 is equal to the sample space. So we can decompose S into AI events. So it can be written as A1 union A2 union A3 union up to so on union AK intersection B, because S is equal to the union of all these events, which is already stated in the statement of the theorem. B can further be written as, we know that each and every AI has something common with B. So we can write this as A1 has some common points with B, and you have to put intersection in union in between. Union A2 has also certain points common with B, union up to so on. AK has also some commonalities with B, that is some common points. All right. Now it should be noted that we will use the proposition that all mutually exclusive events are always dependent events, but the events which are not mutually exclusive can either be dependent or independent. But since we know that all of our events A1, A2, A3, all of them are mutually exclusive, so it means that all of them are dependent, right? So that's why we will apply the probability, the definition of probability over here. Applying probability on both sides, probability of B, this is equal to the probability of A1 intersection B. If we apply probability on union, it becomes plus, and probability of A2 intersection B plus up to so on plus probability of AK intersection B. Now probability of B, this is equal to, since we know that all of A1, A2, A3 are mutually exclusive, so clearly they are dependent events, so we have to apply the multiplication law of probability on each part of this at the right hand side. So the first part is probability of A1 intersection B, so it will be probability of A1 into probability of B given A1 plus probability of A2 into probability of B given A2 plus up to so on probability of AK into probability of B given AK. Now we have to sum these probabilities up. So probability of B, this is equal to, for this plus, for adding this probability, we have to apply the statistical rule summation. This is the sum of A1, A2 up to AK. So it means that these are actually probability I, probability of AI, where I takes the value from 1 to K, into probability of B given A1, B given A2 up to B given AK. So we can write this in the form of AI, probability of B given AI. So probability of B is equal to this thing. So if we look into this equation and we name it equation number A, and we put the value of probability of B in equation A. This is the value of the probability of B. So probability put in equation A. Probability of AI given B, this is equal to probability of AI into probability of B given AI divided by probability of B is equal to this thing. So this is summation probability of AI into probability of B given AI, where I takes a value from 1 to K. So this is the proof of the Bayes theorem. Again, what is important in this theorem is you must remember that probability of AI are a prior probabilities, and all the probability of B given AI are posterior probabilities. What do we mean by prior probabilities? What do we mean by posterior probabilities? All such probabilities will be cleared in the subsequent example in the subsequent video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.